Nice. Well, I
They
wish
do.
I was out in Alberta. I tried to convince my wife to come out there because I just told her we were living the two-income life, and she was a nurse. And I said, let's have you home with the kids. I'm up for if a man wants to do it too, but it's way more natural. Women are way better at it. But we made almost the same money. I think she made slightly more. And she wanted to come home with the kids and be a mom. And I'm like, that's so super trad. And I'm super Chad. So let's do that. And it's hard when you're two income world. You're having a competition of like who had a harder day, and the kids are getting neglected in some way. In some way, you don't have enough energy to give them the attention they require. And I felt it. Do you know what I mean? And it's all two income parents. It's not just our situation. It's not natural, guys. That's what I'm saying. Especially when the kids age 1 to 3, there has to be a mom with them or her.
Yeah. I was
or him.
I'm not knocking people that have that two income. Like I grew up that way too, and it is what it is. But we homeschool our kid. Well, we have a 12-year-old, my stepson. He's with his dad in Ontario, comes to visit several times a year. Got my 5-year-old girl, my 3-year-old boy. And so we homeschool the 5-year-old mostly, and the 3-year-old likes to take part as well. But I thought we just watched them and how bonded they are, how close they are, and they play together. And I thought, holy cow, like not only if we put them in school, would they be apart from us and they'd have some stranger effectively raising them, but they'd also be apart from each other all day. They'd be basically isolated from the family. And that was just, the thought of it was heartbreaking.
Yeah, the schools are making it very easy to keep your kids at home because they're perverts. It's like the teachers. Why do the teachers have to be perverts? I don't understand why that's necessary. They don't think right. They're ideological. They've gone nuts. And if you have a good teacher, be thankful. I always have to cover a certain number of topics with teachers and make sure they're not teaching multi-gender theory. I had a conversation early on with my boy's teacher. My oldest boy is the one I'm worried about because he's just reaching the cusp of being a 7-year-old, of reaching these topics that will multi-gender perversion is entering. So I talked to the teacher and I said, you're not teaching this stuff, right? Because if you are, I'd like to keep my kid home any days that you're doing that. And she's like, oh, absolutely not. No, we don't have to. We don't. She's talking about some like discretion that they have. I'm like, good Lord, just let me know who the ones are that I can say, please not that teacher. Please not multi-gender Sally, but when we decided to go one income, I said, well, we've got to live like within an hour of the city for me to do work because I need to do like hotels, corporate gigs, arenas, all that type of shit. And so I'm like, I'll drive up to like an hour and a half, but we're going to have to downsize. We're going to have to live on the cheap. And it was all worth it, man. It was all worth it. Everything is more appreciated now. Before I'd buy everything I wanted at that time and say, we'll always make, the mortgage payment. And now it's like, I'm happy for a $2 pair of used soccer shoes. I'm happy for, everything is sweeter and my wife being with the kids all day, I've got my game in order, man. That's the way it was meant to be. She's handling everything here perfectly where I can just go out and focus on work and ranting and fucking, and get home. And it's just magical. I couldn't imagine it any other way. And I encourage people to watch the show Coronation Street just to get used to maybe you have to live in a small little crammed townhome. They all did. There's 6 English people in Manchester living in each tiny little townhome because it's not about the size of your property. It's about one income families, guys, and finding someone and trying to stay with them. I understand how crazy society is. I understand the psyop. I understand Taylor Swift is sending subliminal messages to women telling them to leave their husbands, but it's still a project that you need to hold sacred, which is another reason I love religion. It holds marriage sacred. It's like I've been with my dude. We started early. It was since 2001 I've been with her, bro. So it's possible, but I also never had plans. I was never doubting it. There's a Satan deal being offered to men and women by the internet to say, your perfect match might be out there. Maybe you should consider the person you're with. Are you sure they're not an energy vampire? And all of these things are making people go, yeah, how can I satisfy my happiness and needs and think about the thing? And that's a psyop. It's about your family now, guys. It's about your family now. You're not 21 now. But there's so many people that are like 36, 3 kids deep, thinking, oh, I need to go explore. And I'm just like, what the fuck? You think you're going out there and that you're going to live this fucking life of a beauty queen? You're 36 with 3 kids. You got more baggage than a FedEx 747. I don't know. Those are my hot takes. I just want to start a bunch of controversy. Because, you know, the algorithms will go up and people are commenting going, I'm fucking fine. Do you know what I left? The abuse I left? I'm like, I'm not talking about you. I'm generalizing. Humans have a way of doing that.